Biden's State Department is adding to the chaos at the airport, and his rejection of the America First policy couldn't be clearer, as California school children are being left behind. Welcome to Sweet Home California. My name is Jennifer. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, share, share. We need to put pressure on our government to do more. Well, 24 children and 16 parents from the San Diego suburb are still in Afghanistan. Let me read the article to you from today.com, and I'll have the link in the description. This is just heartbreaking news here. This was put out today, August 26th, by the Associated Press. Multiple families from the San Diego suburb with a large refugee population are among those stuck in Afghanistan after going back to the country over summer break to visit grandparents and other relatives. The El Cajon families include 16 parents and 24 children, some of whom have witnessed shootings and other violence in and around the Kabul airport in recent days, said Radun Hashemi, an Afghan who works as a community liaison in the El Cajon Valley Union School District. Excuse me if I'm not pronouncing this correctly. The school children range from preschoolers to high school students. Nobody is doing well, said Hashemi, who has spoken to the families. They are trying their best to get to the airport, get to their gates, and get on an airplane. The situation is very horrible. The families are asking for U.S. government help after being unable to board their flights back to California. They have been blocked by throngs of Afghans at the Kabul airport, desperately trying to escape following their government's rapid collapse and the withdrawal of U.S. troops. The school district first became aware of the problem after a relative of one of the families reached out to say that their child would be late starting the school year, which began on August 17th. The families had each traveled on their own on different dates and were not part of an organized group. They now find themselves plunged into a harrowing experience, Hashemi said. Many of the families arrived in Afghanistan in early May and June, months before the crisis unfolded and the country's president fled as the Taliban seized power. What happened in Afghanistan was unexpected for everybody, Hashemi said. Everyone was shocked that in 1 week everything changed. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Wednesday that as many as 1,500 Americans may be awaiting evacuation from Afghanistan. It was unclear if that included all the El Cajon families. Some are U.S. citizens, others have U.S. residency. Despite travel warnings from the U.S. government, many felt an urgency to go to the country after not being able to see their extended families because of the coronavirus travel bans. Most of the families came to the United States on a special immigrant visa after having worked for the U.S. government or U.S. military in Afghanistan, the official said. The visa allows only the person and their spouse and children, so their extended family still being in Afghanistan, that's why they went to go visit. Hashemi, who came to the United States on a special visa in 2015 and is now a U.S. citizen, said he normally would have also gone back to Afghanistan for summer vacation so his 4 children could visit their grandma. But they couldn't go this year because his son's passport had expired during the pandemic. He now feels fortunate for having been inconvenienced, otherwise he would have been there too. The superintendent of the schools, David Miasharo, said the families are particularly scared because of the upcoming August 31st deadline for the United States to end its withdrawal. Just like you and I, they have used the summer to go back and see their relatives. No one felt that they were going to be unsafe or unable to return. The superintendent could not provide more details since the children and their parents could be in danger. The district is working with Republican Representative Darrell Iss's office to try and help them get out safely. His office said they were working with the State Department and Pentagon on confirming visas, passports, and other paperwork of those trying to escape. Congressman Issa and staff are aware of several American citizens who reside in our district and are here and are, as of this hour, trapped in Afghanistan. We have also been in direct and consistent contact with them. They are scared and stranded, and they've been unable to reach the airport. Hashemi said that the students will likely need a lot of support when they return. I'm sure they're going to be affected emotionally, he said, adding, their teachers miss them, we all miss them, and we hope to see them all back soon. It's killing us right now, Arturo told the San Diego Union Tribune. We are so worried about our students that are stuck there, and we are doing our best to get them out. It's heartbreaking, but that's only one story. And in the article, it said that there were 1,500 Americans still there. Well, I don't know where that number came from because the last I heard, it was still quite a bit more than that. So hopefully, it has gone down to the 1,500. Um, but who really knows? Just keep praying for them. So why is it so difficult to get through to the airport? According to one American who's been stuck, the chaos has largely been created by the U.S. State Department. Let me share with you a clip from ABC. Hold on just a second on that.
So this morning at around 9 a.m., I received an email from the U.S. Embassy Consular Services Department, and they said, we have created a document to help American citizens and like eligible SIV recipients and applicants get to the airport. And it is this document. I printed it just for you guys. Okay, this looks like a U.S. visa. Okay, so for those of you who aren't familiar, if you get a U.S. visa, an immigrant visa in your passport, this is what it looks like. But this document has no name. It's not addressed to anyone. There's no serial number. Okay, at the bottom, there's no barcode. So thousands of Afghans received this. Basically, everyone who had applied for SIV, these special immigrant visas for the Afghan translators and other people, they received this email. And what do you think happened when these people received an email like this, a document like this, that has no name? Of course, they printed out 100 copies. Even the Taliban can't control, 2,000 or 3,000 people at the Camp Sullivan Gate when you have tens of thousands of Afghans who now have this kind of ridiculous, bogus document that the State Department created. I mean, I don't know how else to explain something like this, an idea like this, except for brainworms. I mean, it's absurd. David, what do you think?
Yeah, it is absurd. So the U.S. State Department put out this document via email, and it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. They're, no matter what kind of affiliation these Afghan refugees or potential refugees may have, they have the opportunity to get on an airplane, and they believe that they're going to come to the United States. Who wouldn't be grabbing their family, grabbing this email, printing it out, and trying to head to the airport. So of course, how can our military at the airport on the ground take a look at that paper and know who is legitimate and who is not? Oh my goodness. So many of the Afghans that have been evacuated ahead of our citizens, how many of them are truly our allies? And we don't know what documents are real and what aren't. How do we know? How many of those that have been put onto planes and have already headed over to the United States are really just taking advantage of the situation and mean to do us harm? And where are all these people right now? According to Jen Psaki, they are being taken to, quote, lily pads, where they are being thoroughly vetted before heading to the United States. But if it takes months to do this, according to Jen Psaki, how is it that thousands have already arrived at the Dulles International Airport? According to the Washington Post, more than 8,600 Afghan refugees and Afghan U.S. citizens have landed at Dulles. The article doesn't break down how many of each, but though the article assures us, the reader, that they've been tested for COVID, the article leaves out what steps exactly were taken to assure that these refugees are allies and not infiltrators. About 15,000 refugees are going to be housed at the U.S. Marine Base in Quantico and Fort Pickett, Virginia alone, and while they await for processing for special immigrant visas. But unless these facilities are jails, which I'm pretty sure they're not, what's to keep them there if they mean to do us harm? Who's keeping track? With the easily forged State Department visa being mailed out and shared en masse, Biden is making a horrible situation even worse. And Americans are suffering now behind enemy lines because they were at the end of the line. And who knows how many Americans may suffer in the future because of unvetted refugees. Make no mistakes, our allies need to be protected, but our government exists first and foremost to protect Americans. Unknown refugees should be vetted before arriving, not after. Please keep all of our military in prayer, along with the stranded Americans and allies. Please share this video and keep pressure on our government to stand up to our enemies and not to bow down. This August 31st deadline is what the Taliban has requested. If it's not possible to get everyone out safely, then we need to tell the Taliban we're going to take more time, and they'll get their country back when we decide to leave. If Biden doesn't show that America still has a backbone, we may see a hostage situation worse than the 444 days that 52 Americans were held in Iran. God bless America, and please, Lord, give our leaders the strength and the wisdom to do your will and to get through this situation. I'll see you next time. Thank you.